Hey everybody, it's Adam here with One Man's Perspective. I just want to talk to you today for a little bit about where do Arsenal go from here? This season, it's been a tough one. I mean, let's just be perfectly honest. I'm not a Gunners fan, as we all know. If you've watched any of my other videos, I'm a Man City fan. But my very dear friend, Henry, who is my best man in my wedding, and my wife are both Gunners fans. Sorry, guys. It's been a tough year. It's been a tough few years, but let's be honest. This year's been pretty atrocious. I'll be honest. I really like Mikal Arteta. I think he was a great assistant coach to Pep Guardiola at Man City. I think he actually will be a great manager for Arsenal or whomever he manages after Arsenal. Probably sack him, knowing the Cronkies. But this season has been very stop-start, very much a lack of consistency throughout. His team is not a team in the mold that he wants them. I mean, he has a very distinct philosophy, a very distinct style of play that he wants to play, but unfortunately, due to the Cronkies' stinginess, they're frugal beyond frugal and honestly are relatively terrible owners of sports club in general, but Arsenal in particular. He just doesn't have the team that he needs to embody the philosophy and style of play that he wants. There are a lot of players on this team that need to go. And to be perfectly honest, there will be players that are transferred or moved on unceremoniously, most likely, in the summer. David Luiz, Willian has been a disappointment. Honestly, Bernd Leno, who's actually been a relatively consistent performer for them in goal, I've heard is looking to move on. So, there is going to be a lot of turnover at Arsenal over the summer, and with a very tight budget, it'll be interesting to see how they rebuild, because essentially they are now in a rebuilding kind of phase of their team. It's unfortunate for them, for a team with their history and with their pedigree to, in this case, this year, they will not make Europe. They're not going to make, the Europa League. Just they're currently in 9th. They're too far out, and they don't have the consistency to, win their next 2 games. Let's just be perfectly honest. So for me, they will not be in Europe next season, which will be the first time in 25 years, which is, that in and of itself is a stat you don't want to hear as a Gunners fan. But I think that gives them an opportunity to really rethink their philosophy, rethink the recruitment strategies they've had over the past few seasons that have been relatively piss poor, let's be honest. And honestly, look at their youth. They have a lot of youth players, Emile Smith-Rowe, Gabriel Martinelli, William Saliba, and so on, who I think they should really turn to and, be like, when you give youth players a chance, they tend to shine because, they have nothing to lose. They're young and don't know any better, but so just go for it, and honestly, they want to impress the manager and the team so that they can continue performing in the first team. So for me, giving youth a chance is a hallmark of a good manager in and of itself. But at the same time, I think Mikal Arteta would like to do that. He's done that so far this season, and I think he should continue that next season. The biggest question mark I have, though, as I said at the beginning of the video, is where do Arsenal go from here? To me, where they go from here is they will probably be more of a mid-table team for the next couple of seasons, and that's hard to hear as somebody who has Gunners fans who are close to him. But they are currently, based on form and based on their lack of consistency, terrible managerial merry-go-rounds that's been going on, as well as horrible ownership by the Cronkies. This is where they are right now. I think it'll take a few years for them to get back into the mix of fighting for the top 4, fighting potentially for titles, but they will need to do some serious soul searching, do some phenomenal recruiting, because that's something that they have not done well over the past few seasons. And they will have to, I think, in my opinion, stick with Mikal Arteta. He is a good manager. You have to give him time to mold a team into the team that he needs them to be based on the style of play that he wants, which with this current crop of players is not possible. So for me, right now, Arsenal, where they go into mid-table for a little while until they can regroup and basically find a philosophy and a unity and identity under Mikal Arteta, hopefully, where they can solidify their team ethic, their work ethic, which has been shocking this season, as well as really just refinding that gunner spirit that has been lost. So for me, Mikal Arteta, I think, is the right guy for you all as a manager. I think you really need to get rid of the deadwood, and honestly, there are some smart signings out there that you can make on the cheap, which is, the Cronkies, style of, transfer. But really, honestly, guys, it's going to be a little bit of hardships for, I think, a few seasons, and I feel bad for Gunners fans, but that's kind of where you guys are at right now. So Arsenal, good luck. Mikal Arteta, I always wish you luck. I have a lot of respect for you as both a player and as a person, and as a manager for that matter. And to all my other friends who are Gunners fans, don't give up. Times are tough. Every team goes through ups and downs. And let's be perfectly honest, I'm a Man City fan who Man City holds the only record in the English Premier League in the first division, honestly, of winning a championship and getting relegated the next season. So I know history, and history sucks sometimes, and that is where you guys are currently, but you know what? Everybody bounces back. You guys will bounce back. Arsenal will be fighting for titles sooner or later. Just have faith. Stick with it. Gunners fans, I wish you the best of luck. You guys will be back soon. Be smart in your recruitment. Stick with Mikal Arteta. And honestly, just maintain the Gunner spirit that I know you guys have. Wishing you guys the best of luck. See y'all next season. Cheers.